On the night of 25th August 2016, a family in Haryana's Noor district had their lives changed forever. When morning dawned, two members, husband and wife, lay dead, beaten fatally with sticks and rods. Two girls, one 20 and another 13, survived but as victims of gang rape. Why was this family destroyed? When I met the girls, the older one told me that one line her rapists kept repeating. Tum sale Musliman, Hindustan chodo aur Pakistan jao. You Muslims don't belong in India. Go to Pakistan. In that one line, the rapists encapsulated more than just a heinous crime. You see, the attacks on these girls were multiple, on their bodies as women, and on their identities as Muslims. And both these, sexual and identity-based violence, show power and bias. Power over a woman's body, and an attack on her body, a tool to then attack her community. You are a Muslim and you don't belong here. In that one sentence, a 13-year-old child was told that her gang rape was an attack of hate against her gender and her religion. She sat quiet when I met her, her silence a question. Why me? Hate crime has two components. The criminal offense itself, sexual assault, violence, murder, etc., and a bias motive. The victim is especially chosen because of a shared characteristic, which can be real or perceived. Race, caste, ethnicity, nationality, religion, disability, sexual identity, or even choice of food, dress, and other cultural markers. This then elevates a hate crime from just a crime, the base offense, to an attack on a community, going beyond the immediate victim to all who share that characteristic. Imagine going about your life, getting ready for work, sending your kids to school, grocery shopping, meeting friends and family. We do it all with the belief that till we do no wrong will be done to us. Now imagine all of that, but without that certainty, knowing that you can be attacked and even killed just for who you are. Not your actions, but your identity will decide if you get home safe tonight. Your child will be bullied, harassed, even murdered simply for being different. That someone's hatred will decide the last time you see a loved one. As a human emotion, hate knows no caste, color, or religion, but hate crime is almost always committed when that hate is given the power to act. And what is this power? That not only is it okay to stereotype and be prejudiced against an aspect of someone's being, but it's also okay to then rape, torture, kill anyone because of that. One hate crime then dehumanizes an entire identity because it's a message. Run away or change who you are, or else you are next. I study conflicts and peace and strive to understand how human identities, an accident of birth mostly, shape our wars or bring us peace. The past year, as part of a network called Citizens Against Hate, I met survivors of hate crimes and families of victims. I looked at what motivated the perpetrators and how our state and society reacted when faced with such violence. I compared hate crimes in India to those in other parts of the world, the brutal hackings of Bangladesh, the bomb blasts of Pakistan, or the race killings in the United States. And the question that I began with is the same many of you may be asking right now. How often do hate crimes occur in India? We live in a country which respects its diversity. Surely hate crime would be a rare exception. Yet the India that you see in front of you is scarred, each dot an innocent attacked or killed just because of hate. And these are only some of the cases against some identities which have made it to the English media. How are these crimes different from any other crime? To understand, I'll tell you of the horrific murder of Mukesh Vanya. On 20th May 2018, Mukesh and his wife were beaten in Rajkot, Gujarat, for refusing to pick up garbage. 40-year-old Mukesh died of those injuries. Now, Mukesh was not a Safai Karamchari or a municipality worker, but he was a Dalit. And for his attackers, this meant that his place in society was to pick up that garbage, and his refusal to do so meant that he needed to be put in place. It was not a hate born that day, but one which had festered for years till Mukesh's killers found a moment to kill a man just for being born that way. How do we challenge this impunity? where alleged crimes face mob violence while actual crimes go unpunished. For cases like Mukesh's, we have the Prevention of Atrocities Act applying to Dalits and Adivasis. Conviction rates under the law, though, are almost half of what they are for other crimes. And for hate crimes against other groups, there are specific sections in the Indian Penal Code. These, though, are rarely invoked on the ground, such as in the case of Qasim, a man lynched in broad daylight in Hapur, Uttar Pradesh. Enough evidence pointed to the fact that this mob gathered after a false rumor was spread on Qasim being a cow killer. But the police maintain that this was a bike accident turned into a lynching, not a hate crime. In similar cases of mob lynchings on allegations of cow slaughter, victims have cases registered against them while the killers walked scot-free. Yet, all the grieving families I have met the past year, mother losing a teenage child, wife losing a father of 5, or infant often before even opening her eyes, all of them demand only justice, not justice by the mob, but to go through a fair process and rule of law. They want justice so no daughter has to see her father hacked and burnt, and no father to see his daughter raped and charred. Where do we go from here? In a country where multiple identities have coexisted as neighbors, killing the other, not in a riot, but as an everyday phenomena, is being normalized. Our own Supreme Court in July 2018 said hate crimes as a product of intolerance, ideological dominance, and prejudice ought not to be tolerated, lest it result in a reign of terror. So how can you and I stop this terror? For one, if you're a victim, speak up. Ensure that relevant sections are invoked in your police complaint. Don't let this hate get away. If you're a witness, don't just stand by as a merciless mob attacks. Maybe it'll be too much for one person, but call the police and see that they do their job. Stand by the victim and identify the perpetrators. As concerned citizens, hold your MPs and MLAs accountable for making hate speeches and for supporting the accused. Call upon policymakers and legislators to put in place systems which punish the attacker and not the attacked. And finally, as guardians, teach your children and your family members to respect differences and not be chained by prejudice, because only then, together, we defeat this hate. Thank you.